Morning. So last class we are discussing about constitutional deadlock, right? So I've given a question. So bring out the various ways in which constitutional deadlock may arise in Indian constitution. So if you forgot, please write it again. So this is an important question considering the present situations. Bring out the various ways. Bring out various ways in which constitutional deadlock may arise in Indian constitution. Bring out various ways in which constitutional deadlock may arise in Indian constitution. Constitutional deadlock may arise in Indian constitution. Explain the possible solutions. Explain the possible solutions. Explain the possible solutions for addressing. Explain the possible solutions for addressing some of those. Explain the possible solutions for addressing some of those. Okay, so this is the question. See, what is a constitutional deadlock? What is a constitutional deadlock? Have you have any idea? So why this is in news? Recently, Supreme Court expressed concerns that the office of governor is creating constitutional deadlock in Indian polity. Okay, so see what's happening in for example in Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Both the legislatures wanted to pass their own bill. They want to pass some bill, but the bill is being withheld by governor. So office of governor is always in news because office of governor is used as an political agent at times, right? So central government agent. So whenever there is difference of political equations, for example, state government is being ruled by different political party, central government is ruled by different political party, then the governor office of governor is being misused. Okay. So now how the deadlock is being created? See, governor, see state legislature wanted to pass a bill. So governor has to give his assent. Then only the bill will become act. But governor is withholding. Governor is withholding. So the bill is not being passed. So this is creating a deadlock situation. So this is creating a deadlock. So is this good for a democracy? If governor is creating the deadlock for a noble purpose or for a good cause, then that's fine. If it is being created for political purpose, then that is always a bad situation, right? See, for example, same thing happened in Delhi also. So Delhi government wants us to pass some bill. So Lieutenant Governor LG is stopped, right? So it happened in Kerala, it happened in Tamil Nadu. For example, Tamil Nadu government, they wanted to pass a bill on NEET examination, medical. So many students in Tamil Nadu are committing suicides, so unable to cope up with that pressure, right? So they wanted to pass a bill. Again, office of governor withheld. So this is what creating deadlock. So in this context, this topic is in news. Supreme Court said that such deadlocks are not good for Indian polity. Okay. So see why they are not good for Indian polity. See, what is a state legislature? State legislature, whether it is state legislature or parliament, they represents people's will. People's will. See, how to understand a democracy is simple. See, democracy is people's rule by people. So we are the one who has to rule ourselves. But we don't have time. We have so many things to do. So we are busy. So what we are doing? We are selecting a representative. So one MLA for your constituency, one MP from your constituency, you are selecting him and you are telling him that see boss, I am busy. You go and do the thing what I want. So these are the things I want. You just go do it over there. But So this is what democracy is. But in reality, the MLA and MP is seen as a super boss. We are seen as subordinates. So that is not the democracy. Democracy is our will has to be presented at the legislature or at the parliament by the representative. That representative, if he is doing at the national level, he is called member of parliament. If he is doing at the state level, he is called member of legislature. Right? So ultimately, the people's will is prevailing in state legislature and parliament. Okay, so the people's will have to be respected. See, for example, uh, 70 or 80 odd MLAs from Tamil Nadu, if they are passing some bill, right? So who are those MLAs? They are people's representatives. If they are passing that bill, if governor, who is governor? Agent of central government. If he is stopping that, see, this is against the constitutional values, right? So our constitution ultimately want to create give good space to people's will. So that is being halted over there. So that's why Supreme Court is not happy. So that's why this topic is in news. Okay. So now just explain me. So you all of you have read polity, I presume. So what are different ways in which deadlock can be created in Indian Constitution? What are different ways in which one I have explained? First one is state legislature is passing a bill. That bill is being withheld by governor. Governor. It is creating deadlock. Any other? Okay. Lok Sabha passes a bill. So the bill went to second chamber. Second chamber, that is Rajya Sabha. And Rajya Sabha is having no decision. So Rajya Sabha is just keeping that bill pending. Right? So how long it can keep that bill pending? Maximum 6 months. Okay. So 6 months of deadlock is a bigger time, right? Right. So what are the other ways in which deadlock can be created? Yes. Lok Sabha passes. Rajya Sabha passes. The bill is with president. The bill is with president. Now president is using his pocket veto. Or president has a pocket veto. He cannot take, can just withhold his decision. So that is also creating deadlock. Anything else? Okay, Rajya Sabha passes, Lok Sabha, okay. So the same scenario will get reversed. So that's why I have written second chamber. So one chamber is passing the bill that is pending at the second chamber. See, you can also write one more thing, that is the state legislature is passing a bill and the bill, the governor is referring it to president. So this is also there in constitution. So in 4 or 5 cases, the governor can refer the bill to president. Okay, and president can withhold this particular bill. So this is also creating deadlock. Okay, and the other thing is anti-defection. So who has to take the decision on anti-defection? It is the speaker who has the power to take decision on anti-defection. If speaker is not taking any decision, Supreme Court can intervene only in extraordinary circumstances, right? So, but if speaker is not taking any decision, that anti-defection is getting pending, right? So there are many states the anti-defection law is not being enforced properly. So speaker is using his discretionary powers. So these are the situations which are creating deadlock in constitution. So this is very important question. So see, most of the people, they don't understand what is deadlock, right? So these are the 5 scenarios in which constitutionally we are getting deadlock. Okay. So first you explain the contest. Just look at this question. This question is for 20 marker. So we have 3 pages. The introduction, you just write Supreme Court recent concern about constitutional deadlock, or you can define what is constitutional deadlock. Instead, I suggest you to, instead of defining what is constitutional deadlock, just write down what is Supreme Court said about this constitutional deadlock. And then you write down scenarios. What are the different scenarios? There are 5 scenarios in which constitutional deadlock can be erased. You just write those scenarios and then solutions. So what are the solutions which we can offer to this constitutional deadlock? Is there any solutions in the constitution for constitutional deadlock? Yes, very good. Under Article 108, the president can order for a joint sitting. President can summon for a joint sitting in case there is a deadlock. Okay. So there is a bill called Dowry Prohibition Bill in 1960. Dowry Prohibition Act. Right? When this Dowry Prohibition Act was being, government wants to bring this particular bill, there is a serious amount of serious amounts of differences between both the chambers, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, and that bill was pending for 6 months. After the 6 months, considering the importance of the bill, president has ordered for a joint sitting. Then the bill got passed. Okay, so you can give that as an example. And then you can ask, a governor can exercise his discretionary in assenting to bill only in exceptional cases. So Supreme Court in just write down this case, Shamsher Singh versus Union of India case. Shamsher, Shamsher. Shamsher Singh versus Union of India case. Shamsher Singh versus Union of India case. So in this Shamsher Singh versus Union of India case, Supreme Court said that governor can use his discretionary power of pending the bill only in exceptional cases. So he should not use this case, he should not use this power every now and then. Only in exceptional cases he can use this particular discretionary power. So that is the Supreme Court judgment. Okay. Next. Keshan Meghchandra versus Keshan Meghchandra Singh. Keshan, Keisham. Sorry. Kesham. Keisham. Kesham. Kesham space Meghchandra. Meghchandra. Kesham Meghchandra Singh. Kesham Meghchandra Singh. Kesham Meghchandra Singh versus the Honorable Speaker. Versus the Honorable Speaker. Kesham Meghchandra Singh versus Honorable Speaker. See, whenever you find such cases, please write it down, because once you are into the mains preparation, you will understand how difficult to gather these cases. So you need to study entire case to get that summary. Okay. So whenever you find that summary of the case, just write it down, because quality answer writing is all about Supreme Court judgments. So as many judgments you quote, as many marks you get. Okay. So in this particular case, Kesham Meghchandra Singh versus Honorable Speaker case, Supreme Court said that the Speaker must decide on the anti-defection law in a stipulated time. So as soon as possible, the Speaker should take decision on anti-defection law. He should not keep it pending. See what is happening in the present political scenario. See, for example, if there is one political party which is ruling, let's go with an example. See, there is X political party. This X political party is ruling in one particular state. Okay. Generally, who will be the speaker? Speaker comes from this X political party, right? Its X political party person will come as a speaker. And the opposition in that state is Y. Okay. And there will be some independent candidates. So if this Y person is jumping into X political party. See, for example, I'll give you an example. There is this Janasena party in Andhra Pradesh. Right? Janasena party, how many seats it got in the last election? Only one seat. Okay. So one MLA has won. Now, where is that MLA? He jumped into YSRCP. Has Speaker taken any anti-defection law against him? So this is violation, right? He should not do that. As per the anti-defection law, there should not be any horse trading. But he has done it. Has Speaker taken any decision? No. Why? Because Speaker is ruling party candidate, right? So another example, take Telangana case, right? So in the last term, Telangana case, first term, 2014 to 19, there are some TDP MLAs who have won in this particular state assembly elections. Some constituencies TDP MLAs, they jumped into TRS, but speaker has not taken any decision. So this is what happening in state legislature. So that's why Supreme Court gave this particular judgment in Kesham Megh Chandra Singh versus Honorable Speaker case. So the office of Speaker has to be sacrosanct. He should be neutral, right? So this is hence constitutional deadlock is being prevailed. So these are the three solutions which you can offer to this constitutional deadlock. Okay. So apart from that, so can you suggest any innovative measures, innovative way forwards for constitutional deadlock? Sorry. Okay, we can bring a timeline to the governor to take up a bill, right? Anything else? See, there is this recommendation. That recommendation is driven by ARC also. That recommendation talks about anti-defection law power should be given to election commission instead of speaker, because speaker is, throughout the history of Indian polity, always the speaker is using this power to his favoritism. So he's showing his favoritism. He's not neutral, exercising that anti-defection law power. So that's why this power has to be given to election commission. So that is one recommendation you can write. Also you can write key, see if bill is passed in Lok Sabha, why Rajya Sabha is keeping it pending? See, Rajya Sabha is called Chamber of Elders. So in Rajya Sabha generally we have seniors. So Rajya Sabha is more literates, more intellectuals are represented in Rajya Sabha than Lok Sabha. Okay, if Lok Sabha passes a bill hastily, without giving adequate amount of R&D, without giving adequate amount of thought process, Lok Sabha passes the bill, Rajya Sabha always halts that particular bill. So this is creating deadlock. So to avoid this deadlock, what you have to do, before Lok Sabha placing a bill, it has to be given to parliamentary committees. So adequate amount of R&D, adequate amount of inputs has to be given to that particular bill, then only that particular bill has to be passed by Lok Sabha. If adequate amount of scrutiny or pre-legislative scrutiny, this is called pre-legislative, before the legislation getting passed or placed in Lok Sabha, the pre-legislative scrutiny has to be given to that particular bill, then that particular bill can easily be passed on. So these are the various solutions which you can offer to overcome constitutional deadlocks. Okay. So this is most important political issue in news. Okay. So that's why please prepare a stock answer for this. Next, another important polity concepts. See, I'll just explain briefly. So you write down this question for the next week, right? So this question is asked 3 times in UPSC till date. Okay, 3 mains since last 10 years, 3 mains. Okay. So the question is, how the Indian concept of secularism is different from Western model of secularism. How the Indian concept of secularism is different from Western concept of secularism. Discuss. How the Indian concept of secularism is different from Western concept of secularism. Discuss. How the Indian concept of secularism is different from Western model or Western concept of secularism. Discuss. See, secularism is a most important concept in Indian polity. You have to study it, because not only in polity, you have this Indian society in GS1. So Indian society, you need to study reasonalism, secularism, communalism in detail. Okay, so this concept is very, very important. See, whenever you are studying secularism, you just at least prepare 3 pages of notes, because this is important for essay writing also. Secularism. Okay. See, what is secularism? There is no religion for state. Okay. See, I'll just give a history so that things will be easy for you. See how this concept of secularism was born. See, there is a period called Dark Age. Dark Age in 14th century. 14th century in Europe, there is this age called Dark Age. In this Dark Age, you know what happens? For everything, people depend on religion. See, for example, what I have to eat, what I have to wear, what I have to do, everything is decided by religion. Okay, so generally in Europe, it is Christianity. So you have that church fathers, right? Church popes. So they used to have supreme amount of power. So whatever you want to do, your fate is written by not by God or not by your destiny, but by your church father. See, this is how the scenario will be. Every aspect of your life is under the control of church. See, this is how things are. So that's why that age is called Dark Age. You might have read, right? Even Copernicus, Socrates, they want to come up with a out of box idea. They were being sanctioned by the church. Okay, so that's why church doesn't allow people to think differently. Church doesn't allow people to think rationally. So this is how the scenario is. So once Europe break away from this, then we have seen what we have witnessed in Europe: enlightenment, renaissance, reformation, industrial revolution. That is how the world was built. Okay, so once we break this dark age, and how this dark age was broken through an idea called secularism. See, what is this secularism? See, people have decided that let us separate religion and polity. Religion and polity, right? See, religion have one aspect, that is spirituality. So life has different aspects: political, social, economical, environmental, geographical, right? Life has different aspects, but religion has only one aspect, spiritual aspects. So let us keep religion to that one aspect, and rest of the aspects let us open it up. So let us doesn't allow religion to intervene into the rest of the aspects. So this is how the idea of secularism came up, right? So the Western concept, this is Western concept of secularism. So they want state and religion to be separated. State should not intervene into religion, religion should not intervene into state. So there should be a strict wall between state and religion. So this is called Western concept of secularism. But Indian concept of secularism is different. So our concept of secularism comes from the idea of Sarva Dharma Sambhavam. So there is this idea called Sarva Dharma Sambhavam. So Indian concept of secularism came from this idea called Sarva Dharma Sambhavam. If you just look at the Indian history, so Hinduism is not a religion, it's a way of life, the Supreme Court said. Why? Because we allowed so many of ideas into our, so Hindu religion is compared with Indus River. So Indus River allows different rivers, right? So there are 5 punch rivers come into Indus. In a similar way, we allow different thought process. See, for example, Buddhism came up and it came up with an idea. Then we inculcated those ideas into Hinduism, Jainism. We inculcated Islam, right? Christianity, Parsi, right? So there are many religions which came and which imbibed or inculcated into Indian social fabric. So that's why Indian secularism moves upon the idea called Sarva Dharma Sambhavam. So in Western secularism, state and religion should be separated. In Indian secularism builds on an idea called every religion should be treated equally. State should not have a religion and it should treat every religion equally. Every religion should be treated equally, right? So that's why we have Article 25. Even you don't have religion also, that's fine, right? So Article 25 to 27, 28 talks about this particular guarantees under. Okay. So based on this idea, you just try to write down this question next week. Okay. So the question is how Indian concept of secularism is different from Western concept of secularism. You develop this question. Okay. Right. So any doubts? So okay, next week we'll discuss one broader idea. See, this broader idea will help you in writing essays. Any answer you can write using this idea. Okay. So just go through this idea. I will be discussing that idea in detail. That idea is inclusive growth. Inclusive growth. See, if you inculcate this particular idea, you can write 50% of UPSC questions. See, and essays also. You can write any essay. So there is so much of aspects into this inclusive growth. Okay, constitution, everything can be interpreted under this concept called inclusive growth. So that's why just go through this concept. What is inclusive growth? What are the different ways in which the inclusive growth is being emphasized in the constitution? And I will discuss that elaborately so that you will come to know. This is a tool for you to write answer writing. Okay, so we'll discuss that next class. Okay, right. So any doubts? So any subjects you want? Any doubts? So which topic? Modern history is going on, right? So how far it's? Huh? Socio-economic reforms. So you're in 18th century, 20th century, right? Okay then. So we'll meet in the next class, right? Thank you. Good day.